Hey, what's up? This your boy Big Man. You already know what it is, man. So let's get right to it. Okay, so today we're going to be talking specifically about Lit Yoshi. Now, we're going to touch on Fredo Bang a little bit, but we're going to be talking about the latest developments in the case against Lit Yoshi. And this new body that he caught, or man, I hate to be disrespectful, this new shooting case that he caught, man, because it's looking real bad on that end. It looks like they don't want him to even have a chance to get bonded out again. Because remember, Lit Yoshi famously posted that $1.82 million bond that got him out last summer. Since then, he's been living with Fredo Bang. Now, there's a story that was published by The Advocate that I'm going to be referencing, and we're going to be talking about the latest developments in this case. Now, to be honest, Lit Yoshi seems like he's got an uphill battle to fight, and we're going to get to all the specifics, but do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and man, let's get it. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, man, let's talk about this Lit Yoshi situation, man. So it's starting to look real crazy for Lit Yoshi because according to some new reports that came out recently, man, Lit Yoshi caught another attempted murder charge, man. So you can add another attempted murder charge onto his jacket along with the 7 other attempted murder charges that he's already facing. Now, for those of you who don't know or need to be level set, Lit Yoshi is signed to a label, TBG. Now, TBG has been under some scrutiny from law enforcement because they've been under investigation as being a criminal organization as well, right? One of their main artists is Fredo Bang. Now, Fredo Bang was also arrested at the same time as Lit Yoshi, or at least a day later, right? And there it was connected. It was because Lit Yoshi got arrested. They came into the address and just said, forget that. And the home was owned by Fredo Bang. They looked around, did a search, and Fredo Bang ended up getting arrested as well, man. It's a horrible situation for Fredo Bang because essentially he really wasn't doing anything wrong. He opened up his residence so that Lit Yoshi could live there and, in order for him to do all his pre-trial release and stick to the specifications of him not having to go back to jail or do his pretrial release or his bond in Baton Rouge. And currently, they're both sitting in a Miami-Dade correctional facility waiting to get extradited back to Louisiana. Now, there's a lot of moving parts in this, so I want to reference this story from The Advocate, and basically it says this. It says, rapper Lit Yoshi facing another attempted murder charge, can't get out on bond for now, judge says. So basically, the judge is saying that Lit Yoshi can't get out on bond, even in Miami, before he's extradited. Now, I thought that was a given. If you're being extradited to another state, that you can't get out on bond. But I guess there's a possibility for that, and that's why they were in court yesterday. Now, the story continues by saying this. It says a Baton Rouge judge placed a custody hold Monday on local embattled rapper Lit Yoshi, who already was facing 7 attempted murder counts arising from 2 shootings in the city last year, when he was arrested last week in Florida, and yet another rap-related shooting last year. This one in Slidell. So basically what they're saying there is there was another shooting that took place in 2020 that, man, Lit Yoshi wasn't a suspect for. He was found to be a suspect for this shooting as well, an attempted murder, and that's what brought on the laws, man. That's what caused this whole situation with him and Fredo Bang currently, and that's what got a lot of people spreading a lot of rumors on social media right now as far as to who was the rapper that he was involved in, because it was named in the last report that it was a rap-related shooting with somebody out of NBA gang or either 4K Trey. You know what I mean? Okay, so the story continues by saying this. It says, an East Baton Rouge Parish prosecutor told District Judge Talbert Smith that Lit Yoshi, whose real name is Yoshi Edwards, remained in custody in Florida as of Monday morning. Edwards had been free on $1.82 million bond that the judge set last summer, but was on house arrest in Florida. Now that's the part where Fredo Bang was giving him somewhere to stay so that way he can work in the studio and also be on house arrest without any issue, man. And it seemed to be working, man, until they got arrested for this. Now, the story continues by saying Smith, who's the judge, at the prosecutor Lauren Harrell's request, said he was placing a hold on Edwards in case he posts bond in his latest arrest before he's returned to Baton Rouge. So basically saying, hey, no matter what, don't give him a bond amount. We're placing a hold on him so that way he can come back to Baton Rouge to face these charges. Now, it continues by saying a motion hearing previously scheduled for Monday in Smith's courtroom on the Baton Rouge attempted murder counts was reset by the judge for August 31st. So it looks like they're moving some of his trials just to accommodate the fact that he was recently arrested, and that way he can be extradited and give time for him to meet those trials and, probably get legal representation or whatnot, right? Now, the state's motion to revoke Edwards, who is, remember, that's Lit Yoshi, $1.82 million bond in Baton Rouge, will be addressed at that hearing. If request is granted, that would leave him jailed until his existing charges are resolved. So basically, there's an opportunity for Lit Yoshi to have his bond upheld, and there's also an opportunity for him to have his bond revoked. And they're going to be having a motion, or they're going to get together for a hearing on the 31st of August to make that determination. Now, since he hasn't broken any rules, I don't know. This could go 50-50. I mean, he could actually still be free on his bond, even though he caught this new charge. So, because it happened over a year ago. And in the story, they kind of touch on that some more. Now, it continues by saying this. It says, Edwards' attorney, Ron Haley, was not in the courtroom when the judge placed a hold on Edwards, but said afterwards that his client has waived extradition to Louisiana. Now, they also quoted the attorney by saying, he said this. He said, "We're going to argue vigorously that the hold should be lifted once he's back here," Haley said. He noted that the arrest warrant executed on Edwards and Slidell shooting was for an alleged conduct dating back more than a year. So it seems like Lit Yoshi's attorney is just, going to wait for him to be extradited back to Louisiana, to Baton Rouge, and then fight to uphold his bond once he gets there. So that way he'll probably go back to Florida, and hopefully by that time, Fredo Bang will be out on bond or whatever for these recent charges that he got. So let's get to that part of the story. So the story says that Lit Yoshi and fellow rapper Fredo Bang were arrested last week in Miami after federal agents searched a South Florida house belonging to Fredo Bang and found guns in a stolen car. The raid came after investigators linked Lit Yoshi to an April 20th shooting in Slidell. Authorities have attributed the shooting to an ongoing feud between the NBA, Never Broke Again, and TBG, Top Boy Gorilla, record labels, groups that authorities have also described as gangs. Now, that puts the rapper at a tough spot, man, especially when you're repping a record label, if it's classified as a gang, you know what I mean? Now, it goes on to say that Lit Yoshi and Fredo Bang perform under the TBG label. Rival Baton Rouge rapper NBA Youngboy, whose real name is, Kentrell Gaulden, founded the NBA group. According to an arrest warrant prepared by the Slidell police, officers responded to reports of a shooting on April 29, 2020, and later discovered the intended target was likely a man signed to NBA record label who allegedly had a hit out on him from a rival Baton Rouge rap group. The man and another person who was injured in the shooting had just entered a car outside a Slidell apartment complex when they were met with a hail of bullets. The intended target, who escaped without injuries, was scheduled to testify against Lit Yoshi in court. About a previous shooting, detectives later found on YouTube videos posted on March 2020 in which Lit Yoshi had called him a snitch. Now, everybody knows who he called a snitch. You've seen it, it's out there. And a lot of people are talking about that as far as, NBA and how they clean their house or whatnot. Now, the story continues by saying that Lit Yoshi was finally arrested after his phone was found in a vehicle linked to another Baton Rouge shooting on 4th of July 2020. Search warrants for the phone turned up evidence that implicated Edwards in both shootings as well as other criminal activity, according to police. Edwards had relocated to Florida after posting bond last August, a move the judge called prudent for his safety, but shortly thereafter, Smith scolded Edwards for treating the house arrest as a paid vacation. So basically, he was on board, the judge was on board with Lit Yoshi going to Florida in order for him, for his pretrial release or for his bond, right? Just as long as he stuck to the stipulations of that, it was all good. But he started to get mad because he felt like Lit Yoshi was treating it like a paid vacation instead of, what it is, pretrial release or a bond agreement. You know what I mean? Now, the 7 attempted first-degree murder counts that Edwards already faces in Baton Rouge stem from 2 shootings. One on April 20th, 2020, and the other on 4th of July that same year. Now, they start to close the story by talking about Fredo Bang and how his involvement led to his arrest, allegedly, right? So it says that Fredo Bang, who also is represented by Haley, that's the same lawyer as Lit Yoshi, was on parole after pleading guilty to illegal use of weapons and simple criminal damage to property following a 2015 shooting outside a Baton Rouge apartment complex. He was arrested Thursday on a parole violation after police and federal agents found guns inside his house and a stolen car outside, Haley said. The guns were registered to given security guards, and the stolen car was not, Haley said. So the lawyer basically said that those weapons that were on the premises were already registered to his security guards, that I guess there are security for the place, and that the stolen car was not his. You know what I mean? So, I mean, as far as Fredo Banks' situation seems, man, it seems like he might get out of this. You know, I'm like, because if a car is parked outside, if it's not exactly on your property, I mean, you'd have to really show me the property lines to see, was it in his garage? If it's in your garage, it's a little different. If it's outside your property, you know what I mean, like on the street, that's a little different too. You see what I'm saying? So, and then if he definitely has the security guards registered firearms and the security guards are on the premises, man, it looks like he might actually walk on that situation. But I don't know if that's the details of this so far. You know what I mean? Now, what we do know is he's currently locked up in Miami along with Lit Yoshi. He missed Rolling Loud, and he's probably upset about all that, man. And just to think, man, all this situation leads back to is the fact that, you know, they were coming to get Lit Yoshi, and he happened to be there. You know what I mean? It was actually happened to be his crib. Now, the story finishes by talking about, you know, the whole G Money situation and, you know, NBA Lil Pap and all that. But, man, that really doesn't have anything to do with Lit Yoshi, so we're going to leave it at that. Now, as far as Lit Yoshi is concerned, man, it looks like they're still trying to put the squeeze on these cats, according to this report, and find out what actually happened on May 2019 with the whole shooting that took place at Miami Rolling Loud back then, man. Because remember, some innocent guy lost his life, and like I said in the last story, I don't think they're ever going to stop looking for that person who's responsible. And hopefully nobody from TBG or NBA or anybody like that is involved. I doubt they are. You know what I mean? Now, with that, this has been your boy Big Man. Now, what do you guys think about this story? Do you think Lit Yoshi catching another attempted murder charge is going to lead to him losing his bond or getting his bond revoked, and he'll have to stay in jail and face all his trials while in prison or in jail? Or do you think that Lit Yoshi should, man, probably get the same situation because he was already out on bond for 7 attempts? Why not 8? You see what I'm saying? Now, what do you also think about this situation with Fredo Bang? Do you think that he's getting just a bad look for trying to do a good deed? I mean, that's basically what it comes out to if you really chop this up. Now, with that, this has been your boy Big Man. Do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And make sure you hit that notification bell so that way you get a notification every time I drop this hot content. And we out of here. Peace.